So it's the end of July. It's actually the very end of July, and we're going to get the wheat field combined. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I had intended not to use auto drive to do this, but I end up sprinkling in just a little bit. But after my recent experiences and frustrations with trying to use it, I decided it would be much easier to not. And I wasn't really in a rush to get this done. So yeah, I kind of took my time and had some fun, I guess. So this is the field that caused me all sorts of quandaries, I guess. This one didn't fertilize properly. The weeding didn't work properly, and I ended up not spraying herbicide on it because of the effect on yield that you get. Even with spot spraying and see and spray, you still take the same hit on yield. Don't believe me? There's a video. Go find it. Go watch it. The only difference is you don't get the hit on the environmental score. So I decided not to spray it, and yeah, we get decent yield off the field anyway. You can see we're getting a reasonably good yield on the indicator on the map. The other thing that I decided to do was combine it myself and not bring over the second combine. So it took a little while, but that's okay. It did not matter at all. So I'm still running what for me feels like quite reduced schedule. I'm not sure what day I'm going to release this video, and there then might be a gap. I don't know. We'll see. I know that there'll probably be a few days next week where there might not be, just with work and stuff. I might end up getting some gaps filled. I don't know. I've got a few projects that I need to do out in the garden this weekend, which, as long as the weather holds, I'm going to get done, because it'll be nice to do some outside things and get some fresh air and not be sat in front of a computer screen. So yeah, if you're interested, you may or may not be. Last weekend I weeded the patio. It was really bad. I need to jet wash the patio because it's covered in all sorts of interesting green slime. And then I need to regrout the patio because it's been years since I did it last, and so that needs doing. I've got a drain that needs a bit of a repair on the concrete. Yeah, and we've decided that so Joker's legs are still really bad. So we're going to try and build a ramp to help him with the stairs. So yeah, that's a job for this weekend, potentially. We'll see. He's not doing well. Old boy is really getting on now. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Anywho, on with the combining. You and I just said the combine's empty, and there is if you look down at Simple Inspector, which I'm pointing at on the screen, on my screen, which you can't see, obviously, but, you know, I don't care. The 7230 is on its way back to the farm. I'm sending them to the farm to tip in the silo because that's easier than getting them to go to the grain dryer, and then I'll transport it all to the grain dryer afterwards, because we've missed the early peak price that you get with the grain dryer. So we're going to have to wait till the winter anyway. So, yeah. The 2 tractors was just about enough to be able to have one here and one doing the journey. And about 90% of the time, the overlap worked fine and they didn't crash into each other. About 90% of the time. There was a couple of times where they got stuck, but most of the time it worked just fine, and it was much more relaxing than. So I am about to attempt to use a bit of auto drive to do the carting. It just didn't want to play, so I couldn't be bothered. And this is one of the bigger fields that we've got to combine, and it's done. So some of them I might cosplay and use auto drive to cart. Some of them I'll do a mix. We'll see. We've got the auger wagon as well, which is something that I brought. And so a lot of these fields are set up for that with courseplay as well and auto drive, so that I can have a tractor running the little auger wagon, and then one of the lorries waiting off the field to fill up. So I might use that as well. That was mainly when we had the smaller combines because I would be running combines in multiple fields rather than having multiple combines in one field, and we were really short of kit at one point, and it was a way of just maximizing stuff. Yeah, so anywho, you can probably tell in my voice that I'm still quite tired, but hey, we did the stream. It won't be last night by the time this is coming out, but last night me on Terra Life. It's the first Terra Life beta stream that I've been on with Paul, and it was really cool. So there's been a couple of them now of English streams. There's been a bit patchy because I've had lots of real world stuff, obviously. If you're a regular, you'll be aware of. Those should become more regular now, and I think the idea is that they'll be showcasing the new maps that are being put into Terra Life. And yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. If you go rewatch that video, we talk about the planned release date for Terra Life. I'm not going to say it here because you should go watch that stream video, just to generate some traffic for Paul, I guess. And I'm always a bit nervous about talking about stuff like that, so we talk about it in that video. We talk about it in the one where we restarted the English streams as well, so go watch that if you want. There is a release date planned. It's dependent on a few things, but Paul's pretty determined, so yep. It's kind of exciting, kind of scary. And why I say scary is I've not really got to grips with it yet. I've not got my hands on a copy to start playing with yet. I already have the brain capacity to get my head around it yet, but just kind of thinking, when in the lead up to Maze Plus releasing, how much time I put into getting my head around how that works and preparing all the material for that. And Terra Life is just an order of magnitude more. And there's me destroying some cropping in the last night. We went through all the new crops. There are something like 50 crops, all with many more growth states. So one of the things I've been whinging about recently is the fact that there are like 4 different visual growth states on crops in FS22, not with Terra Life. Yeah, so much changes, and it's so cool. So really, go watch those videos. They're on Paul's YouTube channel. They're really good. They're not too long at the moment because obviously we're keeping them kind of short. And I've just seen something else really very cool pop up that I cannot mention on my Discord alerts. I'm very excited. Anyway, let's get this field combined. Oh, I've just had a moment. Yes, I decided to make this video a little bit differently. And I'm curious about what you guys think. Normally, I would generally show quite extended chunks of me doing jobs. And with this one, maybe because it was a longer job, I kind of skipped some bigger chunks. Partly so that I could get a bit more in the video, because there's quite a lot that I wanted to get done. So yeah, I skipped a bit more, and I'm curious about what you think about that. So field's been combined. We got about 240,000 litres of wheat off of the field, which was a nice yield. Really enjoyed using the new combine, and everything's now on its way back to the farm. And in the morning, which we're at now, we've got to sell the beefs again, and I've decided to pull the trigger on getting a bigger animal trailer. So we're going to sell the 2 little ones, and we're going to buy ourselves one for the lorry. Now, this does come with some drawbacks in that I think I'm going to need to get a bigger lorry as well, because this little Volvo does struggle with the trailer. I don't know if it's the weight or if it sits a bit too low or what. So probably next purchase might end up being a lorry. another big lorry. But so I have to borrow money for this because I'll come on to it. I do have a way of financing this, but I'd completely forgotten because just look mine. So we're going to borrow the £67,000, just over a year to pay for this trailer. Actually, we're only going to borrow it for a very short amount of time. So we're going to go for the Micheletto. I'm going to completely butcher that. There aren't many big, decent, articulated animal trailers, so that's the one we're going for. And it's going to allow us to run a little bit more beef with a bit less carting time, because it was getting to be a bit of a pain. Although I am actually debating the need for it with the method that we're going to use to pay for it, which is the production. So I had totally forgotten that I had about 190 grand, I think 150, 190 grand's worth of fertilizer and herbicides sat in the homebrew, which was what I was going to use to pay for the trailer, and I completely forgot. So when I get up to the animal dealer, I'm going to set that to sell and then pay the loan back, and we'll have some cash left over. And that's what's making me think that actually making 60 grand a month on some beef cattle is maybe not worth the time, but it just adds a bit of diversity and stuff, so maybe I should. I don't know. There's a lot of harvestable fields there. Anyway, yeah, so there's quite a lot here to I think I've already sold them. Yeah, I think I've already sold them. So you can see, we made 180 grand off of selling them. So clearly I can now just pay that loan off, and I'm still going to have a reasonable amount of cash left. And I don't know whether I pay off one of the other loans. Again, this is another video that I recorded maybe a week ago now. But I do think that getting a bigger lorry, and this lorry is battered as well, so I do end up repairing. It's quite an expensive repair. I don't think I took a picture of the cost of the repair, but I think I forgot to edit it in. I don't know if I have it in. I do. It cost me 4 grand to repair because it's completely destroyed. So the repair was about 4 grand. It made it a little bit better, but I think a bigger lorry is going to be in need. Maybe we sell one of these old Volvos and get a newer one. That might be an idea. So yeah, we're up to 64 beefs now. So we're going to make 60 odd grand a month. It's not to be sniffed at over the year, is it? That's what, 720 grand a year. We should keep doing that, actually. That's a decent amount of cash. Obviously, not so much profit this time because we expanded the number of beefs that we've got by quite an amount. So, yeah. Next thing that I'm planning to buy is, if you watch the Valley of the Old Farm videos, I used the mulch tiller. And I'm going to use it on here because it's perfect for what I've got to do. I've got a cornfield that needs ploughing, and this is what this thing is for. So I'm going to buy the biggest one, and we're going to run it on the back of the 8 Series. It's a perfect tractor for this. I was going to break out Defend, but we don't need it. We don't need that much power. So yeah, I think we'll just use this, and I'm going to still be using this on the valley as well, but it's perfect bit of kit for this job, getting this field mulched and plowed at the same time, ready for whatever we do with it next. So I still need to work out my crop rotations. I'm going to split it into 2, as I said, and yeah, I just need to do that. But we're going to get, I'm trying to think, did I combine? I might have. No, I didn't. I was thinking I'd combined another field, but that was when I was doing all the contracts. So ignore me. I'm going to get this big field baled, though. I'm not going to collect the bales. In fact, this might not be the big field. So this isn't. This is the field that we combined in the previous video. So this had the oats in it. So this is the oat straw. I'm going to get this one baled, and then I'll bale the other one between videos probably, and get this all stored up at the farm. I feel like we should maybe put bale storage shed in, one of the automatic ones, just for ease of life. And whether I could fit one of Argsy's ones in one of the existing sheds, because he's got the store anywhere mod. Might have to have a look at that. That would be kind of cool. Maybe the shed where I store some of the vehicles. That might work. I don't know. Maybe we keep the vehicles, but that's not a problem. But yeah, might be a good way of storing the straw. If not, I'll just manually stack. I've got a shed that I've got some stacked in. Yeah. At some point, I'll probably think about swapping this baler, maybe with the one that was support was added to for Maize Plus. Forgotten the name of it, but it has the slightly smaller compact bales. Just to use something different. I always quite often there's basically this and the class baler or chrome baler, which are essentially the same thing, which I always use because they're cheap, and we're now getting to the point where we don't have to worry about being so cheap all of the time. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I've actually got a plan for a little bit of a diversion on here, potentially for a couple of videos, but we'll see. We'll see how things are going. I'm still getting my head back in the game, so to speak. Yeah, honestly, thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members at this point. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. If you're interested in any of those, there are links below. And also, I'm going to throw in a random one. I've started to fill back up the merch thing. If any of you are interested, if you're not, just ignore it. It's down below on the store tab. There's a mug and a sticker. The mug looks like it's a blank mug. It's not. The store image thing is doing something weird. So go check those out if you want. The prices are a bit steep. It's just what Teespring does, and that allows for international shipping rather than, if you're interested, crack on. If you're not, don't worry. It's fine. I know sometimes some people like that kind of thing. I know when I had mugs before, a couple of you brought them, so the design's a bit more basic, but I might add some more stuff as we go as well. So anyway, we're pretty much done with getting the baling done. I think I checked how many bales we got because I didn't remember to make a note of it in my notes, which was a little bit silly of me. But anyway, yeah, I guess the other thing is the wheat that we combined. Once we've dried it, it's going to be worth about 360 grand off of one field, which is very nice. You've got to love a slightly cheaty mod. Yeah, so that's going to allow us to progress as well, along with the old homebrew, which is really going to help push this safe forwards. Plus, we've got the radio master and all the beef and all that all those little bits are going to add up to really pushing this thing forwards, I think, which is cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions below, and I will see you next time. I'm not going to show you how many bales we got, it would seem. Anyway, bye.